Tonight on News 5 Live, freak storm in Billy White damages houses, uproots trees, but was it a tornado? New statutory instrument issued that changes nationwide curfew, and more COVID-19 cases in younger population. These stories and more coming up next on News 5 Live.
Good morning, students. Time for school.
Are you a teacher or public sector employee who is thinking of owning your new home? Get the keys to your new home with Belize Bank's all-inclusive mortgage, the best financing option in Belize for your new home purchase or construction. Inclusive of all mortgage-related fees, no down payment, affordable terms, amazingly low interest rates. Visit our nearest branch to speak to one of our financial advisors to discuss how you can be one step closer to owning your new home. Some conditions apply.
The Social Security Board, in collaboration with the Labor Department, takes this opportunity to remind insured persons of the requirements for compensation when on sick leave. Any employee who has worked with an employer for at least 2 months is entitled to 16 working days of sick leave with full pay every year. This is how it works. Upon approval of a sickness or injury benefit claim by SSD, 80% of the employee's weekly insurable earnings is paid as a Social Security benefit, and the difference in the employee's salary is paid by the employer. This is to ensure that the employee does not suffer any loss of wages when ill. After 16 days, compensation for sick leave is paid as a Social Security benefit only. Some conditions apply. This message is brought to you by the Social Security Board and the Labor Department. Social Security Board, safeguarding you, your family, your future.
Starting July 25th, The Truth of God with Pastor Gino Jennings of the First Church of Our Lord Jesus Christ can be seen Sunday mornings at 8 a.m. exclusively on Channel 5 Belize. The Truth of God with Pastor Gino Jennings, Sunday mornings at 8 a.m. on Channel 5 Belize.
Es un hecho. Únicamente con Smart obtienes todo realmente ilimitado. Solo con Smart obtienes datos ilimitados en cualquier momento. Mientras que con el otro proveedor solo son datos dobles los fines de semana. Con datos ilimitados todos los días no hay necesidad de esperar, así que es un hecho que nuestros planes ilimitados superan a la competencia. Por lo tanto, no permita que le digan cómo y cuándo usar sus datos y obtenga llamadas, mensajes de texto y datos ilimitados. Vive la verdadera experiencia de planes ilimitados con Smart. Es un hecho. Haga el cambio y viva Smart.
How does COVID-19 affect the body?
How concerned should I be about COVID variants?
How effective is the COVID-19 vaccine?
What are the side effects of the vaccine?
How will this pandemic come to an end?
How do I keep my family and myself safe?
We all have many questions about COVID. Here's a chance to get your answers. On Monday, July 26th, a team of medical experts and COVID survivors will answer these questions and more in a show where you get the facts, dispel the myths. The live discussion on COVID-19 starts at 7:30 p.m. on Channel 5 and streaming live on Facebook and YouTube. Post your questions using hashtag #GetTheFacts. This newscast is brought to you by the Belize Bank Limited. Our country, your bank.
Good evening. Welcome to News 5 Live for Friday, July 23rd. I am Brighton Codd. Yes, we are in the rainy season. Yes, we are in the hurricane season. But tornadoes? This morning, some residents of Billy White in the Cayo district felt like they were in the middle of the Wizard of Oz, complete with a flying dog circling the house. News 5's Paul Lopez surveyed the damage and spoke to those who took shelter from the unexpected storm, including a shaken but otherwise okay puppy named Blackie.
When Easter is got black, like dark one inside, and it went light back. It was like a flash, black, and then it was just lighting up.
Took a little peep by my window, yeah, and I saw all the branches and leaf going up, and then I recognized it was a tornado, so I ran to my mom's room.
Around 8:45 this morning, Maverick Kano woke up to the strong winds approaching his home. It sounded more like a rumbling tractor.
And then when I came closer and closer, I woke up because my sister ran to my room saying that my little dog had flown away.
Your dog? Yeah. Flown away?
Yeah. He flew away. He did almost like a 360 around the house, and he went to go all the way by my grandma's house. And by that time, the tornado was already cracking trees and everything from on top of us. And I just, when I stood up, it flew down. I was tossed down by the wind.
The strong winds tossed Maverick's dog, Blackie, up to 300 yards into a neighboring property. A relative who was at a milpa located about a mile away told them that he saw when the freak storm developed and began heading their way. It left in its path uprooted trees, broken branches, fallen walls, and damaged roofs. Viviana Cano and her mom weathered the storm on the bedroom floor.
Well, I felt it was not going to end. I felt it was going and it was going and going, and I said maybe it will not end soon. I felt that the house was lifting up and it was shaking, and I saw that it was shaking so hard, and the windows were banging so hard.
And then when it finally left, what did you come outside and what did you meet? What did you see?
Well, when I come outside, I started calling my dad to come because he was not here at home. He was working at Dolphin. So I started to call him, and I came to check what had happened outside, and I just saw the roof was off and there was a lot of branches inside the kitchen and all that.
Finally, we spoke to a third neighbor who says he has lived in the area for over 3 decades, weathered hurricanes, but never once has his family had such an encounter with a storm of this nature.
Just a path come. To me, I think maybe it started somewhere by the bushes or maybe in a valley or something, and it take a path this way because it damaged some part of the house, and then close by there's a small chicken house, and then that just stayed there like nothing happened. And then it just turned around the next side of the other building and lift up a roof and
seemed to have a mind of its own and just circling around and hitting different spots.
Yes, to me that's how it looks. I don't think it was maybe wide in path, but I think it was probably like a whirlwind and going around crazy. And I have never seen something like that before, but I guess some strange things happen.
Reporting for News 5, I am Paul Lopez.
And while the residents of Billywhite certainly had a time of it with today's freak storm, News 5 spoke with Deputy Chief Meteorologist Michelle Agustin, who classified it as a thunderstorm, not a tornado.
Between 8:30 and 8:45 this morning, there was an isolated thunderstorm, but the thunderstorm was kind of strong, so probably severe. So that is what affected that area of the Coyote District this morning and resulted in some minor damage to homes in that area.
Is that something normal at this time of the year?
Yes, well, we're in the rainy season, and so we do expect showers and thunderstorms, particularly thunderstorms to pop up over the inland areas such as the Coyote District during this month.
Is there a reason why, in that area you would see that kind of weather activity?
Okay, well, the inland areas tend to heat up a bit more than along the coast because there's no water body, so to speak, such as the sea, to moderate the temperatures. So what you find is that you have temperatures heat up rather quickly, and then that leads to intense, at times, to severe thunderstorm development.
Did your system show any other thunderstorms in other parts of the country?
Right. Down south, yes. Since early this morning, the Toledo district was receiving thunderstorms and showers as well.
For the purpose of our viewers, break down what a thunderstorm. When we hear thunderstorm, we think thunder immediately. Just break down for us, what does a thunderstorm look like, or what does it entail to be classified a thunderstorm?
All right. Well, there's normally some huge development in the clouds. So your normal cumulus clouds will tend to develop to a large extent. So they pack more energy, more electricity, and that's why you would have the lightning, and then the lightning is manifested in sound by thunder. So that's in a nutshell what a thunderstorm is all about.
Is it associated with any kind of rains as well?
Yes, occasionally you can get rain with thunderstorm, moderate to heavy rainfall with a thunderstorm. But that is not always the case. Sometimes the thunderstorm just occurs and then there's no rainfall associated with it. Especially if the thunderstorm occurs further away from where the actual rainfall is occurring, then you would just have thunder and lightning, not necessarily any rainfall in the immediate area.
And so when you guys put out advisories and you say there's expected thunderstorms in such and such area, what would you advise residents to do?
All right. Well, of course, first thing is to remain vigilant. Some thunderstorms, as we saw earlier this morning, can become severe, and the severity sometimes happens rapidly, as I suspect was the case that occurred this morning. So with that, we ask residents to just remain vigilant during the rainy season, and especially when we issue a severe thunderstorm alert. That is usually because we recognize that the thunderstorm could become really strong over a particular area and cause some catastrophic damage to that area.
And going into the weekend, can we expect anything?
Going into the weekend, we expect male fair weather actually. We expect conditions to become drier over the area, and so mainly fair weather with warm temperatures though, I must add. We expect temperatures to heat up a bit over this weekend, particularly on Sunday.
At this time, Belize City residents are gathered at the Battlefield Park in Belize City as they stage yet another protest to express their discontent about the fatal shooting of 14-year-old Laddie Gillett by a police officer. As early as 5:30 this evening and until 7:30 tonight, candles will be lit and the protesters, with placards in hand, will continue to send a strong message to government and the police department, calling for justice. Reporter Marian Ali is at the Battlefield Park, where she spoke with one of the protesters, Kiza Arnold.
All right, so we have a small crowd that is gathered at this time at the Battlefield Park. It's about 5:30 thereabouts, and I'm talking to Kiza Arnold. She is not related to Laddie Gillett, who was killed in Placencia by the policeman a couple weeks ago, but she feels the need to be out here. Kiza, tell us why.
Well, I believe that if we not stand up for justice and against police brutality, another incident like Laddie might just happen. And unfortunately, it shouldn't have taken the Laddie incident for we stand up against police brutality. But I believe that this was the push that was needed for people to realize that we need to come up and stand up against the police brutality where they happen in Belize.
A few attorneys have weighed in on the incident, the charge actually, that was levied against the policeman. And those attorneys are saying that that was the most appropriate charge to have brought against him. And they also quoted the portions of the law that support that charge and said that if he had been charged with murder, it would have been easier for him to walk away because of the various aspects that have to be proven in such a case, no?
I mean, the fact that they gave him $8,000 bail and the charge of manslaughter was easy enough for him to walk away. He's out on the streets as we speak. So why can't they upgrade the charge? If that's so be the case that manslaughter was the highest, then why not change it to murder if he had it on the street anyway?
Well, there are accompanying penalties or offerings such as bail. Manslaughter is a bailable offense or a bailable charge.
Right.
So
they try to tell me that life only worth $8,000 and a man out on the street, which is quite unfortunate for our laws in Belize. Like, that in itself needs to be reformed.
Okay.
I mean, sorry.
So you guys have been protesting from ever since the incident happened.
Right.
Do you feel you're gaining any ground? Do you feel you're getting any attention from the people you want to get, who's you're sending these messages to?
I believe we already got their attention. However, they're taking us very lightly, and I think that is the infuriating part. And for that, I don't think the protest should stop. So
what will be your next step?
Keep on protesting until some change happens. We will do this over and over if we have to until some change happens.
Thank you so much for talking to News 5.
This afternoon, funeral services were held for Laddie Gillett, who was laid to rest in the Cayo district. The 14-year-old student was shot last week Wednesday night by Police Corporal Kareem Martinez as Gillett and a friend headed back to a resort where they were staying in Placencia. What was a fun-filled family vacation ended tragically when the teens mistaken for criminals were pursued by officers and a single fatal shot fired. There has been outcry from across the country as protests have been set up to express dissatisfaction surrounding the fatal shooting of the high school student. Minister of Youth Kevin Bernard was among those who took to social media to express outrage about the incident. Today, this is what he had to say.
I personally am outraged at the incident. I said it personally on my Facebook page, and I know the department immediately. When we heard of this, I reached out to our public relations officer at the DYS, and we took out a press release. This person was shot, and the officer who did it, yes, the charges that is there based on the law is manslaughter. I personally feel that we should look at that. And personally, me can't do it, but I think the attorneys will have to fight that there's better justice and stronger justice but not just because of Laddie. There are many other young people who have faced the same thing. Police need to learn to do things right. I applaud the minister as well for standing out and speaking out against this issue. I think that people want to see a fair justice in this issue, but from my perspective as well, I think we need to also see a fair issue for everybody who have been done wrong by the police or any authority across this country.
Minister Bernard says that the shooting death of the teen and the need for stronger reform were discussed at this past cabinet meeting. But he also says individual officers must understand their role.
There is need for stronger reforms in the police department. There is need for us to ensure, and what was brought up to us, as you know, that the recent intake of police officers, this is for the first time that these officers had to have a high school diploma. They did not accept just anybody. That's one. But I think that it is from that stage that you start. The proper training that has to be given and the discipline. For many, I have always said, when young people came to me, Minister, I need a recommendation, I really want to get into the police. I said to them, I can offer you a recommendation. It's not my duty to tell you that you will get in. You have to do your part. But at the end of the day, my advice to them was always, you want to get into this system, you want to get into the police, but remember your role as an officer, once you get accepted, is to protect your citizen and not to go and become a rogue cop.
The government of Belize has released an updated statutory instrument for COVID-19 regulations. As of Monday, July 26, the curfew hours will move to 10 p.m. to 4 a.m. daily. Additionally, churches in the lockdown villages of Conejo, Midway, and Barranco will not be allowed to operate for a period of 2 weeks. The SI also says all frontline personnel who work at a point of entry or exit of Belize must be vaccinated before they are redeployed. These changes to the COVID-19 regulations will be in effect until August 15, 2021. Viewers are also reminded that minors are to remain within the confines of private property during the hours of 6 p.m. to 4 a.m., unless accompanied by a parent or guardian. Coming up, a Belize City mother appeals for help after a house fire destroys all her belongings. When we come back.
Hello, friends. This is Dr. Bob Roberts with another 60-second sermon from God's Word. The Bible says, "For by one Spirit are we all baptized into the body, whether we be Jews or Gentiles, whether we bond or free, and have been all made to drink into one Spirit. For the body is not one member, but many. One of my greatest delights through sharing the gospel in Belize for over 37 years has been that of uniting with fellow believers and pastors of different church groups and denominations and conducting crusades. There's a group of pastors in Orange Walk Town of different denominations who for several years have band themselves together to stand united in presenting Christ to the lost and promoting unity in their community. I've had the privilege of joining them in preaching crusades there several years in a row. We may all wear different uniforms, but we need to realize we are all in the same army. We fight the same enemy with the same identical weapons under the same commander-in-chief. Our countries and our world is in a terrible condition today, and we cannot allow our differences to divide us. We must find the things that bind us instead of the things that blind us and work together. We don't have to be in perfect unity to win our communities to faith in Christ. Someone once said that you can take a bunch of cats and tie them by their tails and hang them over a clothesline and have union, but you won't have unity. It is true, united we stand, and divided we fall. Today's 60-second sermon has been presented by Christian Foundations of Faith in cooperation with the Baptist churches in your area.
It's a fact that with Smart, you get truly unlimited everything. Only with Smart, you get unlimited data anytime, while with the other guy, it's only double data on weekends. With unlimited data every day with Smart, there's no need to wait. So, it's a fact that our unlimited plans beat the competition. Stop being measured and told when to use your data and get unlimited talk, text, and data. Experience the true unlimited plans with Smart. That's a fact. Make the switch and live smart.
Introducing Edam A cheese, the A+ Dutch cheese to hit the Belizean market. As the name says, it is of A-class quality, the best Dutch cheese in Belize. Edam A cheese is creamier, less salty, and simply more delicious. Don't be left out. Get your A cheese at a supermarket near you. A cheese exclusively distributed by Unitex Company Limited. Call us at 610-3626 or 610-8910. Follow us on Facebook at Unitex Belize.
It's time to put your TVs on lockdown. COVID won't stop us this time. After a year of waiting, Summerfest is back, pandemic style. If you're under the age of 18 and you think you have the talent, we are looking for you. Submit videos to us on Facebook, Instagram, and email. Or join us here at Channel 5 on Coney Drive to audition from July 26th to 30th from 10 a.m. to midday. Be a part of Summerfest 2021 and show Belize your talent.
For some migrants from Central American countries, Belize is to them what the U.S. is to Belizeans, a safe haven where economic opportunities seem endless. But when families are fleeing their country to save their own lives, sometimes they need to access social services. So today, an MOU was signed to ensure that over 800 migrant minors who are now in Belize have access to youth services. News 5's Dwayne Moody reports.
Today, a memorandum of understanding was signed between the Ministry of Youth and UNHCR, the United Nations High Commissioner for Refugees. It is a first step that allows for migrant children who have sought asylum in Belize to have access to youth services offered by GOB through various agencies and departments.
This has been in the making from the very get-go when we took over this ministry. I know the director got in contact with the UNHCR, and they themselves have reached out to the Department of Youth Services in wanting to collaborate. There's a lot of needs in this country, and there are people who come to this country, young people who come to this country seeking services. And what more beneficial is it that the Department of Youth Services take on this to ensure that those people who are refugees in this country and as asylum seekers who have had terrible experiences in their own country come to Belize. As was mentioned, they look at Belize as a fresh start. And so what we're doing here today is to ensure that we offer that commitment to say that we are going to be able to provide services to all our young Belizeans who are looking for support, but also to those young refugees and asylum seekers that come to our country wanting the services that we offer.
There are currently 2,400 persons registered as refugees and asylum seekers in Belize. Among them are minors primarily from Central America.
To work together on different programs, projects, initiatives targeting youth, targeting young people, refugee youth and asylum seekers. We're talking about persons who are forced to flee and are looking for protection in another country. They are obliged to flee to save their lives. In this case, people who are coming to Belize and are looking for a safe haven in Belize, but also, and it's equally important, working together with the host communities and those, the Belizeans, who are receiving these people and the Belizean youth. So it's really about protection services, access to services, awareness raising, capacity building, but also the promotion of community-based initiatives which will help communities and will give young people a chance to continue, etc., and strengthening their skills, recognizing, of course, that young people have a lot of potential.
With support from UNHCR, the Ministry of Youth will carry out a number of activities to enhance the many services it offers.
We're going to work on completing our youth needs assessment survey. So I want to thank UNHCR for offering us that support so that we could look at this thing holistically, where we're addressing the needs of our young people. There will be a lot of data collection exercise. There's going to be capacity building in terms of the service area that we are going to, the conflict and behavioral modification services. The team will be able to build capacity. There's a lot of in-house training that will take place. But also, the fact is that we are saying that we want to ensure that these people who seek these services are able to get the services. That's the commitment we are offering in this MOU.
Dwayne Moody for News 5.
The Commission of Inquiry into the sale of public assets under the previous government ended abruptly in mid-April when NTUCB President Luke Martinez castigated the Briceño administration during a televised broadcast from the House of Culture here in Belize City. The hearings were adjourned indefinitely after the live feed was cut. Prior to that session, several witnesses had been called before the three-member panel, which includes Martinez. In a recent interview with Chairman Andrew Marshallek, News 5 sought to find out when the inquiry would resume.
As chairman of the Commission of Inquiry, where are we with a resumption date? Where are we with that process? We ended abruptly several months ago, and we would like to find out if that has fallen by the wayside altogether, if a new date has set for the Commission of Inquiry to resume.
No, we fixed the 16th of August for the next hearing. So that's already been fixed. Everybody's agreed. The paperwork's being done to facilitate having another hearing on the 16th.
A mother of 9 is appealing to the public for help after her house in Belama in Belize City was destroyed by fire on Thursday night. Kesha Miller told News 5 she lost everything and needs help. She claims the fire was an intimidation tactic to get her to drop a legal case.
It happened last night after 7. I just get the news this morning around 8:30. And when I get the news, I reach Belama police station. They tell me it's about after 7 last night it get burned down. You know, so...
Talk to me about what you lost here.
I lost everything, totally everything, nothing. I don't want nothing, just the little bit of clothes where I got that my auntie where dead stay right now. I know that my own people they do it. That my own people they do it because they send the message already that what they may do to it. So they do it and I feel like they're happy now. They get it burned now.
You are certain that they set this fire?
I know that my family they do it. They do it. I know they take me. I don't have no beef with nobody.
You don't rule out. So you've ruled out electrical or other things?
Nothing. I got my normal like everything. I know the thief no light off a lamp post and nothing for said that caused the fire. They not that caused the fire. That
one set it.
People do this to me.
It's kind of loss for you. I see.
I have 9 kids. 9 kids I have living here. Fear for my baby their life. I fear for their life, that's why I stay away till I don't deal with the case.
I would imagine you would need the public assistance to try to get things started once again.
I really do, because I need back my house. I can't stay where I there forever. I need back a house. I got 9 kids. I have 9 kids. I need back any way that could help me, I will appreciate it.
If you would like to help Miller, you can reach her at 638-8807 and 634-4459. After the break, more COVID cases among the young, and a CEO speaks out about his battle with the disease. But first, here is a look at the latest COVID-19 figures. This COVID update is brought to you by Belize Medical Associates. This COVID update was brought to you by Belize Medical Associates.
That's the sound of fuel efficiency. Every day, every time, I choose Una Fuels, powered with Dynamax. Una, a brand committed with the future.
We all find ourselves reminiscing on life before COVID-19. Roaming freely, embracing without concern, laughing and enjoying the splendors of life. My, how we miss those times. It's time to get vaccinated so we can all start doing the things we love with the people we love in the safest possible manner once again. Digi, Mayona Resorts, and the Ministry of Health encourages all Belizeans to get your first and second vaccine for chances to win tons of awesome prizes now through September 30th. Win free LTE data packages every week, cash prizes, and a free 1-year mobile postpaid plan each month courtesy of Digi. Plus a weekend family getaway at a Mayona Gold Standard Resort each month courtesy Mayona Resorts. Winners will be posted on Digi Facebook and Instagram, and Ministry of Health's Facebook every Friday starting June 25th. Visit a vaccination center nearest you today. Get vaccinated and win. Visit livedigi.com for more details.
As one of the largest cable and internet providers in Belize, CBC strives to provide our customers with the highest standards of quality, value, and service in all aspects of cable TV and internet. Monitoring our systems closely, our technicians combine creative planning and state-of-the-art technology with years of experience and training to develop and provide the most reliable and advanced cable and internet service to exceed your expectations. For CBC and our team of talented engineers, technicians, and customer service representatives, delivering less than the very best is never an option.
I was 17 and in love, and I thought he loved me too. But now I know that a loving partner should not take away your choice of clothes you wear, or the music you listen to. He should not take away your purse, car keys, or your phone so that when your family calls, you cannot answer. If your partner is controlling you, it is domestic violence. Call 0800 A Way Out or our cell phone number 672-9628. This message is brought to you by the National Women's Commission in collaboration with Miss Universe Belize with funding from the Engender and Spotlight projects.
How does COVID-19 affect the body?
How concerned should I be about COVID variants?
How effective is the COVID-19 vaccine?
What are the side effects of the vaccine?
How will this pandemic come to an end?
How do I keep my family and myself safe?
We all have many questions about COVID. Here's a chance to get your answers. On Monday, July 26th, a team of medical experts and COVID survivors will answer these questions and more in a show where you get the facts, dispel the myths. The live discussion on COVID-19 starts at 7:30 p.m. on Channel 5 and streaming live on Facebook and YouTube. Post your questions using hashtag #GetTheFacts.
Belizeans are watching with growing concern the increase in COVID-19 cases, but what they may not be aware of is the change in demographics of the disease. According to officials at the Carl Huesner Memorial Hospital, there have only been 2 cases of COVID in vaccinated persons. Both of them were cancer patients. But it is the unvaccinated younger people especially who are now testing positive or being investigated as possible cases. Dr. Adrian Koyi was one of the guests on Channel 5's Open Your Eyes morning show on Thursday. He spoke about the change in the age group, the symptoms, and severity they are seeing.
I can account for the fact that yes, we are seeing more younger population that are well in the 20s age group, and we've had a few pediatric cases for the year, and we've had many more pediatric cases under investigation presenting with diarrheal type of illnesses because that's something that we look out for in them. So we've seen that as an upsurge, but converting that to positivity is still quite low. In terms of the severity, again, it gives a loose assurance.
Because but is it what we saw before, or are there different elements?
I think it's different, and we can't really account for the factors. Okay. It may be, and we keep saying about one variant, and I just want people to have a different view of it, is that there will always be mutations and variations. Okay. It don't matter what name they have. Yeah. The reality is that we have to conquer the virus in the ways that we already have. The strategies we have already, we don't need to prove it again.
Tonight, the CEO in the Ministry of Rural Transformation, Community Development, Labor and Local Government, Valentino Schall, is sharing his personal story about contracting COVID-19. He says his symptoms were mild, something he attributes to being fully vaccinated.
Actually, it was Friday that I started feeling bad, and then the following week I went to the doctor to get tested. And then a day later, I was informed that I was positive. I had already been fully vaccinated at least 2 weeks before being tested positive, and I think that's part of the reason why I wasn't affected terribly by the virus. I think the vaccine, what it does is build up your immunity and the resilience of your immune system. And so the only symptom that I experienced was a fever. And I had no other symptoms, no other flu-like symptoms at all. And because I was fully vaccinated, I didn't feel any of the anxiety that I thought I would have, when I find out I was COVID positive. I just was, the fever had already gone, I was feeling okay. And I just ride it out, and of course the doctor said I have to stay put and not go anywhere, and so I just had to bear with that, with the quarantine. But it was a mild experience. There's nothing that concerned me at all, and I feel very fortunate because had I not taken the vaccine, I feel that the symptoms and the experience would have been more severe. And in this case, it went away. It came and went away pretty quickly.
Today, Shal told reporters that he followed all the protocols but still contracted COVID-19. He says this is why it is important to be safe and get vaccinated, because you never know how or when you'll be diagnosed with the virus.
To contract it, a long time ago, but of course I've been practicing the protocol and the measures that that we have all been advised to take. So, the hand washing and wearing of your mask and staying away from people and not shaking hands and that sort of thing. And so, but I knew at some point that I would contract the virus, and that's why I made sure to get vaccinated.
Were you able to narrow down perhaps how you caught it, Theo?
No, that's the interesting thing, because like I said, I've been practicing the protocols. I've been not going very close to people. I've been avoiding social gatherings. I've been sanitizing my hands and wearing masks and everything. And so where exactly I picked up the virus, I am not able to tell. And I think this is the experience of a lot of people. And this is why you have to be extremely careful, because you don't know where you're going to pick it up from. I'm very encouraged by the reports coming from the health teams across the country. I mean, I see people lining up for vaccinations, and I that is very encouraging. I continue to encourage people to do it, because the vaccine doesn't necessarily make you immune. So you may contract the virus, but if you do, your experience will not be a difficult one. You will be easily able to recover from the infection. And I think that's the point of the vaccine. In addition to that, what I found out afterwards is that the vaccine also suppresses transmission. So because when you are vaccinated and you contract the virus, it reduces the chance of spread as well. Because I live in the same household with my family, and none of my kids or my wife got the virus from me, and they were around me the entire time. And because I didn't know at the outset or initially that I was COVID positive, we just continue living at home as normal. But I think the vaccine helps to suppress the transmission, and so they got tested and they were all negative. And so this is why we need to get vaccinated, because it not only protects you, but it also helps to prevent the transmission, or slow down the transmission at least, and you protect those around you. I mean, I would have felt really bad if my little girl had become infected, but she didn't, and she's the one who is around me most of the time, and she's okay.
Just ahead, the Ministry of the Blue Economy condemns the killing of a dolphin in Corozal. Details when we return.
No make no sense at all. No kind of sense. That Belize video when I have that sign up there in the China for
That not in your Chinese at all, that in Spanish.
You understand what it said then?
Yeah. It said wear your face mask properly, cover your nose and your mouth.
Will help prevent the spread of COVID to others. Together we could make Belize safe.
Wear your mask properly over your mouth and nose to protect yourself and others. Together we can keep Belize COVID-19 safe.
2020 taught us the importance of being connected to the virtual world, and NextGen is here to keep its commitment to you. Even if you're physically apart, NextGen keeps you digitally connected.
Okay everyone, thank you for following me today.
NextGen provides more than just an internet plan. They provide service plans that support all your online needs. Sign up today and get your NextGen's ultra high-speed internet service. NextGen, powered by Central TV and Internet.
Smart continues to expand its internet coverage countrywide to help you live a smarter life.
Our villagers are very happy. They are pleased to know that Smart went the extra mile to put a tower in our village so that our villagers can get live stream on their TVs and they can get their kids doing their online classes. I want to say to Smart, thank you for making it possible for us to get internet in Gardena village. We really do appreciate it.
Smart continues to take the internet and mobile services to communities across Belize. Now save even more when you bundle your Smart broadband with Smart mobile services. Smart, bringing people together.
The Ministry of Blue Economy is condemning the killing of a bottlenose dolphin sometime last week in northern Belize. A press release from the Department of Fisheries laments the death of this species, which is protected in Belize. It says, quote, "Bottlenose dolphins are highly intelligent and social marine mammals. We denounce the senseless killing of the animal and lament the loss of this valuable animal as its species is a contributor to Belize's biodiversity and has high ecological importance," unquote. A resident found the dead dolphin floating in the Progreso Little Belize Lagoon. The Sartaneja Alliance for Conservation and Development says that the scene suggests the dolphin was killed sometime around the 17th of this month. Today we spoke with Leomir Santoya about what they've discovered about the dead dolphin.
When we conducted the necropsy, through visual inspection, we noticed that has some wounds made by a firearm. So we further search on the wound. So we opened the carcass and found that we found 6 pellets out of the 9 holes that were skin. No? So we continued doing the necropsy and found that these pellets were way inside near the dolphin blowhole, which is for the dolphin like a nose for the nose in humans, right? That's from where they breathe. So possibly this dolphin was choked by the impact of the bullets. So that probably caused the immediate death of the dolphin. I continue talking with the person who was assisting us in the community, and he informed me that he believed that it was fishermen from the other community, which is the Progreso community. He believed that it was a fisherman / hunter, that used to hunt in the area. He continued by telling that he regrets that this person didn't care about the indefensive animal, that it's not causing any harm to the community, but rather it provides, a beauty to the lagoon, seeing the dolphin around. He told me that there were 2 dolphins actually in the lagoon, and well, one was shot.
Well,
What can you share with us a little about the bottlenose dolphin? Is it endangered? Is it protected? What do we know about the species in Belize?
Well, yes, it's a protected species. Bottlenose dolphins are protected under the laws of Belize, and then there's a penalty if found guilty of killing marine mammal. That could be a fine of up to $5,000. So they are protected species. And in the Corozal Bay Wildlife Sanctuary, which is connects to the Little Belize Progreso Lagoon, we have a population of approximately 50 bottlenose dolphins that use the area.
Santoya is appealing to the public to come forward with information that they may have about the killing of this dolphin. 300 book bags for needy children heading back to school in September. That's the goal set by the Aspire for Greatness Foundation. It's a target that is within reach and with assistance from the business community. This morning, Orson Picard, the face of this initiative in Belize City, received a generous donation from the stationery house. News 5 was at the brief handing over.
With a definitive return to the classroom at the start of a new academic year in September, parents are already getting together stationery and other school supplies that children need. Last month, the Aspire for Greatness Foundation put out a call for businesses as well as private citizens in Belize and the diaspora to come forward with donations to assist families in need. Heeding the Call is a well-known company that continues to do its share of corporate citizenship.
And it's something that we try to help everyone whenever we can, however we can, every year. So we spoke a couple times, and we are not able to give everything that he needs. We can never give everyone what they want. So we were able to help him with a very good discounted price on everything. So what I told him was, instead of you going through the process of securing foreign exchange, shipping it down here, clearing customs, why not purchase locally? And with the discounted price, we were able to make it worthwhile for him.
Leading the charge to procure as many as 300 backpacks as part of the Back to School initiative is media personality Orson Picard. The foundation, which he is an integral part of, is well on its way to achieving that target.
We started on June the 7th, and our intention was to acquire finances to the tune of some $2,000 to purchase 300 backpacks for our back to school drive. Since then, we have been going at it hard in terms of sending out letters to potential donors, doing social media promotions in terms of getting the information out and to get people on board. It has been hard, and I think that has to do with the global pandemic and the financial impacts that it has on Belize. Luckily for us, once it was that I had a conversation, or several conversations with Mr. Alameda, he was receptive to assisting us in terms of offering us some support when it comes to getting the required amount of bags that we needed. And so for that, we are grateful to the stationery house and his staff.
The distribution of the school bags commences in mid-August.
Earlier this week, we also got a contribution of 50 knapsacks from the Port of Belize Limited, from the Human Resources Department there. They gifted us that, and for that we're grateful as well, so thank you. Additionally, we are going to be distributing the knapsack starting August the 13th during a summer camp in Queen Square Division. From there, on the 15th, we move to Port Loyola, where we're going to be at the basketball court in Jane Usher Boulevard to do other distributions. And from there, we move to the Yabra basketball court. I think that's going to be on the 17th or the 18th, where we're going to be distributing the rest of the school bags. And so these students from single-parent households will have a knapsack, but not only a knapsack, it lends to their education, and it also assists the parents in terms of having one less thing to worry about for back to school.
Reporting for News 5, I am Isani Cayetano.
Just ahead, a musical tribute to Laddie Gillett. But first, here is the weather forecast with data from the Belize Met Service.
Why, Tony?
Boy, kid, what you going on, man?
But actually come see you because I need to buy a stack of them plastic plates and cups for my grocery shop because I run low.
Boy, I stopped importing that thing since April 15th, you know. And I just ran out of the last batch, must have been like 3 weeks back, you know.
Man, do I usually have that thing? What are you going?
Check this, right? Under the new law, we ban all single-use plastics, so that the cups, plates, forks, spoons, and knives, all of that. Since April 15th, can't import none of them. Starting January 15, 2021, you can't manufacture them. April 15, 2021, you can't sell them. And after July 14, 2021, if you get catch with any other thing, you will get fined.
Me never know this. I guess I have to make some changes then. I have to make the customers know that anything not available. Anyways, bro. Thanks, man.
No problem, man. Take care.
Good morning, sweetie. It's time for school.
Are you a teacher or public sector employee who is thinking of owning your new home? Get the keys to your new home with Belize Bank's all-inclusive mortgage, the best financing option in Belize for your new home purchase or construction. Inclusive of all mortgage-related fees, no down payment, affordable terms, amazingly low interest rates. Visit our nearest branch to speak to one of our financial advisors to discuss how you can be one step closer to owning your new home. Some conditions apply.
Why should you wear your mask? To protect myself. My friends. My family and others. I wear my mask because I love my grandparents. With so many reasons to wear a mask, we continue to advise persons to wear a face mask properly, covering both nose and mouth. Together, we can keep Belize COVID-19 safe.
Es un hecho. Únicamente con Smart obtienes todo realmente ilimitado. Solo con Smart obtienes datos ilimitados en cualquier momento. Mientras que con el otro proveedor solo son datos dobles los fines de semana. Con datos ilimitados todos los días no hay necesidad de esperar, así que es un hecho que nuestros planes ilimitados superan a la competencia. Por lo tanto, no permita que le digan cómo y cuándo usar sus datos. Y obtenga llamadas, mensajes de texto y datos ilimitados. Vive la verdadera experiencia de planes ilimitados con Smart. Es un hecho. Haga el cambio y viva Smart.
Social media has been flooded this week with memories of Laddie Gillett. One Belizean artist who is a relative of Laddie's decided to turn his own memories into lyrics. This morning on Channel 5's Open Your Eyes, musicians Stig the Artist and Kyle and Ely performed a song entitled Don't Shoot, I'm Just a Youth. Here is their performance.
Yeah, I bring out a new track. This one here went hard, dog. Stig, I can't mess with me, dog. It's going hard. Tell the wind for beside me, dog. Yeah.
Please don't shoot, I'm just a youth. Lift my voice, me not go mute. Is that a uniform or a suit? One thing them can't do is fight the truth. I got friends and family who love me. Don't you think that they all gonna miss me? I was so young, I had a bright future. I was running away, so why you had to shoot for? Think about the tears and sleep my family lost. Funeral and wake, who's gonna pay my family's cost? Really miss my family bad. R.I.P. I'm my family dad. On the wings of a snow white dove, God sent his pure sweet love. A sign he sent from above. On the wings of a dove, on the wings of a snow white dove, God sent his pure sweet love. A sign from above. On the wings of a dove. Now you got the wings of an angel. and the world will remember your name well. You were sent from above, forever we love. Please don't shoot, I'm just a youth. Lift my voice, me not go mute. Is that a uniform or a suit? One thing them can't do is fight the truth. I got friends and family who love me. Don't you think that they all gonna miss me? I was so young, I had a bright future. I was running away, so why you had to shoot for? Together we stand up, together we stand up, together we stand up. Please, together we lift our voices, lift our voices, lift our voices. Together we stand up, together we stand up, together we stand up. Together we pray for Belize. Justice for Laddie. Stop killing the youths, them.
And that's the news. Tonight's broadcast is available in both text and streaming video at channel5belize.com. You can also connect with us on our Facebook page at facebook.com/News5Live. I'm Brighton Codd. Thanks for joining us, and from all of us here at News 5, please remember to wash your hands, keep your social distance, and stay safe. Good night.